What's up, everybody? Welcome to Talk Wrestling here on NoDQ.com, as well as the YouTube channel and our various other outlets. Thank you all for watching this week. Let's get right to your questions. First one comes from Brian Matthew Duff. It's a two-parter. Who's the greatest general manager in WWE history, and who is the worst general manager in WWE history? I'll go with worst first, because I don't really think there's been too many horrible ones. But as far as least impactful, I gotta go with Tiffany, the current TNA knockout Taryn Terrell. She was briefly the general manager of ECW toward the end of ECW's run in WWE. I want to say like late 2009, early 2010, if not a little bit later than that even. She really didn't do all that much to make a huge dent in the general manager genre, if you will. So for me, I think she's not necessarily bad, but just the least impactful. I like most general managers. I like Teddy Long. I like William Regal. I still like William Regal as NXT general manager. I liked, a lot of the guys. But my favorite general manager, the greatest one they ever had, has to be Eric Bischoff. The position was created for him and for Stephanie back in 2002 when Vince split the brands and took over ownership of both sides. So for me, Eric Bischoff is, in my opinion, the greatest. In my opinion, it's my show. Of course, my opinion is the greatest general manager the WWE ever had. He ran for about 3 years as general manager. Was fired on air by Vince McMahon by being thrown into a garbage scow and then a garbage truck and then wheeled away out of the arena after being attacked on ECW One Night Stand and being tossed in the garbage as well. So there you go. This is from Aaron Sons, I want to say. It's OHNS. Sorry about that, Aaron. Hey, Jeff, I'm new to Twitter, and it's not going well, but here's my question for your next video. I hope I see it on there. Well, here you go. Been watching your show for years, and I'm a huge fan. What was your favorite match / pay-per-view of the Ruthless Aggression Era? Mine is Undertaker versus Brock Lesnar at the Hell in a Cell match in March 2002. You say 3, but that's 2002. March 2003 was the biker chain match between those two. And my favorite pay-per-view was WrestleMania 20. Thanks, keep up the good work. Pay-per-view-wise, definitely WrestleMania 20 of that era. The Ruthless Aggression Era. That was definitely my favorite pay-per-view of that time. WrestleMania's period were awesome. You had 19 and 20. They were both really, really good. Match-wise, I'm going to go with a tried and true favorite of mine, and that's Shawn Michaels versus Triple H from SummerSlam 2002. That was just after the whole Ruthless Aggression statement was uttered by Vince McMahon and adopted by John Cena and Kurt Angle and others, Bradshaw, a few others. That match at SummerSlam, though, between Triple H and Shawn Michaels was one of the best matches I've ever seen, period. It really helped along that already awesome SummerSlam card like it was. And it was just phenomenal. It's just back and forth, Michael's comeback, and the intensity of the simple things in that match was just unbelievable. I apologize in advance for the pronunciation of this name, but I don't know how to say this, so if I say it wrong, I'm sorry. It's spelled Zohaib. His last name is Shamim. Zohaib Shamim is what I'm going with, and I'm sorry if I messed that up. If WWE had their third Monday Night War, who do you think it would be against? The simple answer is there will be none. WCW was a solid contender to the throne of WWE as far as the #1 wrestling company in the world. They were for #1 for over 2 years. But everybody since then has proven they don't have the stuff to measure up to WWE's overall success. Ring of Honor is doing wonderful. They have 2 time slots, one on whatever show, whatever channel they're on, and one on Destination America. But they're not going to be a #2 company. TNA currently, technically, is the #2 company, but their performance is like #2. And they're not going to be. They already tried to go Monday nights against WWE, and they got spanked. So I don't honestly see anybody ever stepping up against WWE and really saying, you know what, no, damn it, we're better, and we're going to show you why. WWE is the company. They've been the company for years. They're going to be the company until they go out of business. So for anybody to even dare to try to compete against them Monday nights, it's just not going to happen. This is from the other Z. Do you think Muhammad Ali will ever be put in the celebrity wing of the WWE Hall of Fame? He was a special guest referee in the main event of the first WrestleMania, after all. Yes, see, this is true. He was. He was the special guest outside the ring referee at the very first WrestleMania, and I personally don't understand why he's not already in the WWE Hall of Fame. I think he should be. Muhammad Ali is arguably the greatest boxer of all time. You know, you can talk about Mike Tyson, you can talk about Floyd Mayweather, you can talk about all these other guys, but Muhammad Ali, you know, along with guys like George Foreman and, you know, Joe Frazier and everybody like that, really were to boxing what Hulk Hogan and Ric Flair and Roddy Piper were to wrestling back in the day. So for Muhammad Ali to be involved in the very first WrestleMania and not already be in the Hall of Fame is a gross miscarriage of justice, in my personal opinion. And I hope it's rectified maybe as early as next year in Texas. I don't know where Muhammad Ali lives right now. I don't know if he can fly. I don't know where he goes. But if he's able to be there, he should be there. This is on Twitter. This is from @WrestlingShanau, SCHNAU. Do you see Dana White's comments about wrestling affecting, not effecting, the possibility of Ronda Rousey appearing at WrestleMania? No. And the short answer is because WWE is very forgiving when it comes to outside the wrestling business, mainstream coverage, and people talking smack, because Dana White talks smack all the time about wrestling, and they end up making nice and making deals to have Ronda Rousey appear at WrestleMania anyway. So I don't think personally that it's going to really affect Ronda if she does appear at Hell in a Cell this October or WrestleMania next April. I think that WWE realized that Dana White was making a offhanded comment out of context, and people don't agree with what Dana said, but you have to look at the context in which he said it, folks. Dana White was having wrestling compared to MMA, and yes, MMA, especially UFC, has WWE to thank for a lot of their publicity and a lot of their growth in the industry as a sports brand, as well as being an entertainment value as well. However, Ronda Rousey is not Nikki Bella. Ronda Rousey is not, you know, Charlotte. Ronda Rousey is fucking Ronda Rousey. She's the greatest, you know, MMA fighter currently on the planet right now. She's the most marketable brand name UFC has had in years. I mean years. And for her to be allowed to appear at WrestleMania is at the grace of Dana White, not at the grace of us fans trying to make him look like an idiot or talk down about him. Dana White is the president of UFC, he is the boss, and he will dictate whether Ronda Rousey comes to WWE again or not, and that's just a short, unfortunate truth. As from my buddy Kayfabe Candy Ass, tell me a wrestler you expected better from and were disappointed by, and one you were surprised by and became a huge fan of. Disappointment-wise, Disappointment-wise, when I was watching, even growing up, one I really thought had a lot of good potential and really would have been something more than what he was, and even in the last, you know, 10, 15 years or so even, was Shelton Benjamin. Shelton had all the tools, all the skills, all the credentials to be one of the top guys in the company, period. And through a combination of bad booking and whatever else happened to him and horrible storylines and just everything that was laid upon his shoulders, he didn't measure up to where he could have been. I know he went to Ring of Honor. I didn't see Ring of Honor then, so I can't speak for that. But I personally believe that had Shelton been truly given a chance to be the one to carry the World Championship for a little bit of time, he could have been something really great. As far as when I was surprised by and became a huge fan of, honestly, I was surprised at the fact that I found myself liking Rocky Maivia. I was surprised that I liked him from the beginning. I was, even more surprised when he turned heel and became The Rock, and I still liked him. And when he became the most electrifying man in sports and entertainment, and I was able to go, wow, he's really something. I felt proud to be a fan. And at the same time, I was also disappointed in his candor towards Cena during the early part of their feud between the two of them. There was stuff going on that with me and with my friends and with Cena and everything, but Rock's attitude really surprised me and disappointed me. Alright, that's going to do it for this week's episode of Talk Wrestling. Thank you guys so much for watching. We will see you next week with even more questions from Twitter, Instagram, and various other social media outlets. See you next time.